Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and finish this up then. So we know now that certain things dissolve in water, which is polar, and certain things don't. And we have a saying in chemistry that like dissolves like. So if you have a solvent like water, which is polar, it tends to dissolve polar molecules. Where if you have solvents that are not polar, like for example acetone like this, okay? Acetone is not polar, and it will dissolve nonpolar compounds like nail polish, for example. All right, so nail polish won't dissolve in water because it's nonpolar, but it will dissolve in acetone, which is also nonpolar. Okay, so like dissolves like. So covalent solutes may be soluble in water when the solute is polar. Okay, when the solute is polar. I'm going to go ahead and just write this paragraph here. I'll put this paragraph here, and then I'll read it out to you, and then I'll put it on the screen for you. Like dissolves like. A polar solute will dissolve in a polar solvent, and a nonpolar solute will dissolve in a nonpolar solvent. Mixing polar and nonpolar substances are generally immiscible. In other words, they don't dissolve. For example, oil and water, and will form layers. Yeah. I'll go ahead and put that whole thing up on the screen for you so that you can copy it. Acids. Nearly all acids are soluble because they are polar. However, acids can ionize in water, but to various degrees. Yeah, okay, so acids are unique because some acids completely break apart, like hydrochloric acid, HCl, will completely dissociate, whereas vinegar, acetic acid, will not completely dissociate. Okay, so strong acids are acids that ionize 100%. I'll just put it here again. Okay, I'll put it here. Strong acids are acids that ionize 100% because they are strong electrolytes, and we use a single arrow to show that they break up completely. The strong acids are HCl, HBr, HI, HNO3, H2SO4, and HClO3. Okay, so hydrochloric, hydrobromic, hydroiodic, nitric, sulfuric, and oh, I forget this one. It's got a chlorate. Hypochlorous maybe. Anyway, you need to memorize the chemical formulas. Memorize these. Memorize these. Okay, especially, maybe not as much this one. As you can see, I had forgotten it myself, but definitely these guys right there. Okay, HCl, HBr, HI, HNO3, and H2SO4. Memorize these. Go ahead and write that down, and I'll go ahead and put that on the screen for you. Weak acids are acids that ionize less than 5% because they are weak electrolytes. We use a double arrow to show that the acid breaks up a little. Any acid that is not strong is weak. Yeah. So vinegar, acetic acid, like I said, is a weak acid. Okay. There's lots and lots of weak acids. And again, we'll use that double arrow to show that, hey, maybe only about 5% of these things split up. All right, determine whether each acid is strong or weak and write the dissociation equation for each. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll do it on, no, I'll just do it right here. HCl, we said, is one of those strong acids, right? HCl is a strong acid. So when we do HCl, we go like this. We'll go HCl breaks up into H plus and Cl minus, and that's strong. Strong, HCl. HF is weak. Okay, so HF will break up into H plus F minus. It's weak. It's a weak acid. HC2H3O2, which is acetic acid, we already said that breaks up into H plus and the acetate anion, C2H3O2 minus, and that's weak. Okay, how do I know it's weak? These are the strong acids: HCl, HBr, HI, HNO3, H2SO4, and HClO3. H2SO4, one of my favorites, sulfuric acid. Ask me about it. I've got some here in the classroom I can show you. So let's see. That breaks up in H plus SO4, 2 minus. Notice we've got uneven charges here, so we've got to add a 2 in front, and that's strong. Okay, and that's how you do the dissociations of strong and weak acids. Basically, you're going to use a single arrow on all of these guys right here. Single arrow for all of these, okay? You do all of them with a single arrow. That's why you got to memorize them. Memorize them, okay? I was going to say don't memorize that one, but go ahead. If he's got it there in the notes, memorize it. HCl, HBr, HI, HNO3, H2SO4. Those are the, and this one right here, HClO3, are the only ones you use a single arrow for. For any other acid, you're going to use a double arrow. Double arrow, okay? And that should do it. You should now be able to solve worksheet 1, and you should also be able to solve the rest of POGIL. There's a second POGIL. So I'll determine which ones you guys should do and in what order. Okay? You'll be using your solubility chart, and yes, you will get one of these on the test.